Hello everyone. This video is a bit different. It will be a Dr. Twisted's like comic time basically, but it is kind of a little somber tribute. My wife's dad recently passed, and although he was a complicated man, me and him had a pretty decent relationship for the most part. Ups and downs here and there, but I mean, we had a lot in common. He was a comic book collector, and me and him had a lot of fun talking about comics, and we traded, or not traded, but borrowed books from each other. It's like I'd find a cool novel series, and I'd let him borrow it after I was done reading, and he did the same thing with me. We were both huge fans of Conan the Barbarian and Bernie Wrightson and that era of artists. And yeah, it really makes me sad. And I wanted to do a video tribute to him because he was a great artist. His name was Robert Michael Broderick. Some of you know his brother, who is the famous comic book artist Patrick Broderick. And he was one of my comic book heroes. And I started dating my wife, and I found out that Pat was her uncle, and it was crazy. It blew my mind. But this video is not about Pat. This video is about his older brother, Robert Michael Broderick. I wanted to share some of his artwork. I thought this one was funny. I call it Waterhead Lincoln. I think he did this one in high school. But yeah, he was a very talented artist. He did a lot of these like animal drawings. I know there was a book series that he did with a lot of these animal prints, but I really thought these animal ones were really good. I love this ram. And then he did some darker stuff as well. I think this is an actual print. We might have the original. I'm not 100% sure. But this one, I really love this one. Because I like the darker imagery and everything. And then he also did a few like Planet of the Apes tribute pieces. And I love this one. I think this is a print, but I believe I have the original of this one. I can't remember. I gotta go through and find all my stuff that I got from him years ago. And this was one of the darker drawings that he did, which I really love. It almost looks like a face right here in the bricks. He's cowering in the shadows. Very cool. I love that one. And then this bear. And if you want any of these, like a print of any of these, let us know. I know we're trying to recoup some money from the funeral costs. I mean, he just wanted the basic funeral package, but it's still quite a bit of money just for that, which is crazy. But my wife is setting up a fun thing for getting prints to help us out with the funeral costs. So if anybody wants one, reach out to me and I will send you into the right direction where you can pick some of these out. I love this one. This gorilla is amazing. We've had this one on our wall for years. Love it. And then another one of my favorites is this walrus, which was basically a tribute to the Beatles, Cuckoo Cuckoo. There was some of my favorite pieces from him. And the stuff I got from him, he, like I said, he's a huge fan of Frazetta in the same era of like comic artists and things that I am. So we spent hours talking about art and comics and books and TV shows and such. But he ordered some Frazetta prints from Frazetta Girls like a couple years ago at least. And he got these with my love of Frazetta. Yeah, this one. And probably my favorite is this one. So that was really, those are awesome. And then I also went through his books. My wife got a bunch of his novels, and then we let some friends that helped us unpack the apartment and everything that he was in, pick through some books, and these are the ones that meant the most to me, that we talked to about quite a bit and had a love of each. So I got this Edgar Rice Burroughs Mars trilogy. I love the Mars trilogy, so had to pick that up. Let me see. Here we go. These, if I can get them out of the. This was a cool series. It's not complete, but it's got quite a few of them. Battlestar Galactica series. I got book 2, book 3, book 4, book 6, book 7, and book 8. So I'm looking forward to reading those. I didn't get to read those yet. I can't remember if I got them those, because I remember finding a bunch of these at a thrift store, and I might have got them for him for Christmas or something. I can't remember. It's been a while, but. And then this one we talked to quite a bit. I turned him on to this series, Meg. This was a really fun read. And then I let him borrow them, and then he bought a couple of the books I didn't have, and then we just borrowed back and forth. And then he kept the series, so I got these back, so I'll read them again. There's the Meg. There's the Trench, which I believe is the second one. And then Primal Waters. And Generations. Gotta love giant sharks. And here's Conan the Barbarian, the complete collection. Now, I know I have a bunch of these novels that I've been finding at thrift stores and such over the years, but I went through the like the page that shows all the books in here, and I'm missing several of them, so this will be awesome to finish reading the complete collection, because I know I'm missing a couple of them. And he had one actual Conan the Barbarian Red Nails comic, which I love Conan the Barbarian. I don't think I had this book, so that's awesome. And let me go. We got the Barry Windsor Smith Monsters, which I've been wanting to read this for so long. I didn't get to borrow it from him, but I'm gonna keep it safe for you, my man. And we got Michael Moorcock's Elric. I love Elric, so looking forward to doing that. And we got Xenozoic by Mark Schultz. I love Xenozoic. This is very cool. Very cool series. And then we got Creepy. Oh, guess I have them backwards. It was Volume 4, Volume 3, Volume 2, and Volume 1. We both loved Creepy. And that was very cool. And then he had some special artist Creepies like Steve Ditko, Bernie Wrightson, which is like my favorite, and Alex Toth. And then we have this short stories of Concrete from 1990 to 95. He was a huge fan of Concrete. There was a bunch more Concretes, but giving them to his son. And then we both loved Hellboy, and he had this Halloween Comic Fest, like free comic book day book. I probably got it for him. I can't remember. And then we got the Omnibus Volume 1. Omnibus Volume 2. Volume 3. Volume 4. Which I'm missing these comics, so I'm looking forward to reading this one. I missed out on this series because I believe I was jobless at the time and had to stop with my comic sub. And then we got the Complete Short Stories Volume 1 and Volume 2. We talked for long periods of time over Hellboy. And we got the Savage Sword of Conan Volume 1. I love that one. I did borrow that one from him. And yeah, that was an awesome read. We got the Best of Ray Bradbury, the graphic novel, which has some amazing artists. Richard Corbin, who recently passed himself, Mike Mignola, Craig Russell, Dave Gibbons, Michael Lark, Matt Wagner, David McKean, and more. Few of my favorites. So that's going to be an awesome read. I never got to read that one. And then we got The Mysterious Traveler, the Steve Ditko Archives, Volume 3, which I'm looking forward to reading that. Turok, Son of Stone. I love the classic Dell books, so these are awesome. Looks like we got Volume 7, Volume 6, and Volume 9. Sorry, I didn't have them in order. We got this Dave Sim Cerebus book. He has a bunch of Dave Sim, but the only one that really meant a lot to me was the Cerebus. So I love barbarians, and I just thought that was really cool, so I wanted to read that in honor of him. But he had like several Dave Sims books, and he was a huge fan of The Spirit. So yeah, and this one was that Fafro and the Grey Mouser from Mignola. So I had to get that because it's part of the Hellboy world. And here's another one. Very cool. And then I love horror. So we got this Richard Matheson Masters of Terror graphic novel collection. Really looking forward to reading that. It doesn't look like he got to finish it, so I will finish that in honor of him. And here's Winterworld. I love Winterworld. So I don't know if I got to read all these extra stories. I remember having I think it was a 3-issue comic run from way back in the day, but I don't know if these are expanded stories. So I will check that out. We got the Stranded. I think this was the collected one of the comics I had. Looks a little beat up, but that's okay. The story on the inside is really good. And then Doctor Strange. Both him and I are huge Doctor Strange fans, so I borrowed this one from him and read it. And it was great. And then borrowed all these Spider-Mans from him. Except I didn't borrow this one. So I'll definitely take a look at that and read that one. The Steve Ditko. But I had the Amazing Spider-Man Marvel Masterworks, which I borrowed from him. And then the Epic Collection of the Amazing Spider-Man Great Power, which I borrowed from him. And there you go, my friends. That was a tribute to my wife's father, Robert Michael Broderick. He was a very prideful man, which got in his way sometimes. Very stubborn, but you know, such is life. And he had a hard life, and it showed sometimes when it came out, but he could be a lot of fun as well. So as in any relationship, there's ups and downs, but that is, you know, that's life. Everybody has their struggles. Everybody has their traumas. And it's what you do with those and how you move on and let them define you. But there you go, my friends. Like I said, if you want any of his prints, let me know and I can send you to the right path to where you can look through them and pick them out of what you want. I think my wife is getting them for 20 bucks a piece, and we're taking orders now, and then once we get the orders, we're gonna go get them scanned and I'll clean them up and we'll get nice prints made. So please be patient with us, because it's, you know, it's been a hard time and a busy time, but we're on the mend and we're moving forward. But we need some help with the funeral costs and all that stuff, so you know, any help would be greatly appreciated. But until next time, friends, peace and love the ones. Let your friends and your family know that you love them, because you never know when they're going to pass away. And you don't want to let anything say unsaid. Believe me. Until next time, peace.